hey, Blake, tell me you didn't read Justin's lawsuit without telling me. Oh, okay, this is how you do it. Blake Lively's just gonna deny, avoid, ignore. She's gonna act like all the things that Justin pointed out that are very valid are just, abuser playbook tactics.
They say Hollywood is just one giant stage built on secrets. But what happens when one of its leading men walks off that stage and decides to spill the tea? Because that's exactly what's going down right now. Allegedly, Hugh Jackman just lit a fire under the entire industry, and at the center of it all, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, yep, them, the same couple we've all obsessed over with their cheeky tweets and charming red carpet moments. Word is, they've been pulling strings behind the scenes to sabotage none other than Justin Baldoni. You heard that right. The same Justin Baldoni we've grown to love for his heartfelt storytelling and authentic projects? Apparently, Blake and Ryan saw him as a threat and decided to destroy him.
He's a Me Too victim there. That's absurd. She seems like kind of a jerk. Wow, she's like kind of a bully. She's rather mean.
Let that sink in. Sounds crazy, right? Completely off the rails bonkers. But here's the thing. In Hollywood, these kinds of rumors, they don't just appear out of thin air. There's always a source, always a corner office or a dimly lit party where the truth starts to leak out in whispers. And this time, the whispers are turning into screams.
Really weird moment on Deadpool where he said, let's do one more take. And then as the character, he was like horrifically mean to me. As if I'm Weasel. Right. You know what's great about you, Weasel? You're not the star. But you just, you do just enough exposition that it's funny, and then we can leave and get back to the real movie.
So he's riffing.
A lot. And he's a great improviser.
And how much of it made the cut?
A lot of it. A lot of it is what he's doing. I'm riffing. Also, the writers were so incredible. I just kind of listened and thought it was weird. And then I got off stage because then they finally were like, cut. And the whole crew was acting weird. And then I went up to Kate and I was like, that was weird, right? And she was like, of course it was weird. It was insane. It was insane. What the was he doing?
Let's ask the obvious. Why on earth would Blake and Ryan care about Justin Baldoni? Well, buckle up, because behind those charming grins and Instagram banter, there's allegedly a fierce hunger for domination, specifically in the realm of feel-good, emotionally driven productions. And that's Justin's lane. From Jane the Virgin to his emotional documentaries and uplifting dramas, Baldoni's brand is all about realness, vulnerability, and inspiration. But to Blake and Ryan, that apparently made him competition. Rumor has it they didn't just see him as a rival, they wanted him gone.
That she became uncomfortable with Justin Baldoni yesterday while she was filming. She states that Mr. Baldoni put his bare hands on her backside and said that he was trying to help her with her posture. Complainant immediately voiced her displeasure with being touched on an intimate part of her body, and Mr. Baldoni responded with, "It's fine. I'm totally hot for my wife," in a dismissive tone.
Allegedly, this picture-perfect couple went full Machiavelli. We're talking about them pulling favors from every corner of their star-studded contact list, showrunners, casting directors, top execs at major streamers, all to block Baldoni from getting new roles or greenlighting his projects. And guess who allegedly saw it all unfold from the front row? Hugh Jackman. He's been friends with Ryan for years, always playing the jokester duo online. But apparently, behind the smiles, Hugh saw something very different, something darker. He started noticing a pattern. Baldoni kept losing roles. Projects that seemed tailor-made for him just vanished. And that's when the alarm bells started ringing. But oh baby, that's only scratching the surface.
This text from Blake Lively is insane. If you knew me in person longer, you'd have a sense of how flirty and yummy the ball busting would play. It's my love language, spicy and playfully bold, never with teeth. What?
It's a crazy text.
What are you insinuating?
Because critics are now saying Blake and Ryan have perfected the art of looking squeaky clean while doing the dirty work. Behind closed doors. Allegedly, phone calls were being made immediately after Baldoni expressed interest in certain roles. Producers, insiders, all allegedly got the same icy message. He's difficult. You don't want him. Can you imagine? And with Reynolds' lovable Deadpool persona and Lively's girl-next-door charm, who would even suspect them? That's what makes this so chilling. They had the perfect camouflage. But it doesn't stop at passive-aggressive comments or strategic shade. According to the Grapevine, Blake allegedly used her relationships with major studios to quietly blackball Baldoni. Meanwhile, Reynolds, armed with that charming wit, would drop casual negative remarks that made people second-guess Justin's abilities. And get this, some of Justin's closest confidants allegedly warned him, "Get out while you still can." Let that sit for a second. He was being warned, and now comes the bombshell. Hugh Jackman might be the one to blow it all open. Yes, Wolverine himself. Hugh's been doing more than just observing. He's allegedly been collecting receipts. Conversations, messages, secondhand accounts, even whispers of text messages and emails where Ryan and Blake directly interfered in Justin's career. The way this is building, it's like watching an empire get ready to collapse. So here's where the whole thing shifts from gossip to straight-up drama, the kind of behind-the-scenes mess that could make or break careers. Because if what we're hearing is true, Hugh Jackman isn't just quietly watching from the sidelines anymore. He's done. He's allegedly building a dossier, yes, a dossier, full of receipts that spell out exactly how Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds pulled strings to quietly, ruthlessly sabotage Justin Baldoni's rise. We're talking texts, emails, secondhand quotes, maybe even actual recordings. You can practically feel the panic building behind closed doors in Hollywood. And let's not forget, Blake and Ryan aren't just any power couple. They've got tight friendships with industry giants. Taylor Swift, super close with Lively, Anna Kendrick, multiple collaborations with Ryan, not to mention the directors, producers, and executives that orbit them like moons around a planet. So if they decide to blacklist someone, you'd better believe others will follow suit without asking questions. Imagine pitching your dream film, and one by one, everyone you approach gives you polite smiles, but their eyes scream, "No way." That's allegedly what Justin's been dealing with. A wall, cold, silent, impossibly tall. Allegedly, Blake and Ryan have been calling the shots behind that wall, with phone calls going out that say things like, "He's not a good fit. Let's go another direction. We have someone else in mind." Hollywood is a place where relationships trump talent 9 times out of 10. So when Blake and Ryan make that kind of call, people listen. But here's the kicker. It might not even be about work anymore. This thing, it's starting to sound personal. Rumors say Baldoni once turned down a major joint project with Blake and Ryan, something they were heavily invested in, something they wanted to co-create, co-produce, and use as a cornerstone of their brand. And when Justin said no, that was it. He slammed the door, and allegedly, they never forgave him. Whispers from insiders claim Blake especially was furious. That Justin style of raw, heartfelt storytelling made their carefully polished image look, well, manufactured. And let's face it, no one in Hollywood likes being outshined, especially not by someone they can't control. There were allegedly creative clashes, testy meetings, discussions about tone and vision that imploded before they even began. According to rumors, once they realized Justin wouldn't bend to their brand, they decided to break him completely. And that's when the scorched earth approach allegedly began. We're talking full-on vendetta. Blake and Ryan allegedly aligned their closest contacts like chess pieces and systematically made sure Justin Baldoni was pushed out of every room that mattered. And maybe that would have worked, but they didn't count on Hugh Jackman, because here's the wild twist. Rumors say Hugh didn't just collect messages, he allegedly got his hands on audio recordings. Yep. Audio, real voices, real conversations, allegedly captured from private phone calls, heated meetings, and industry whispers. In one of those alleged recordings, you can supposedly hear someone, possibly Blake or Ryan, saying the words, "He's finished. Don't let him in." Just imagine hearing that in someone's actual voice. The friendly couple next door suddenly becomes something else entirely. Calculated, cold, strategic. And if Hugh Jackman really does have this evidence, then Blake and Ryan are standing on a time bomb. Once those messages or recordings see daylight, there's no witty tweet that can fix it. No Instagram post with a goofy caption. No red carpet PDA that'll undo what people heard with their own ears. It's a reckoning. And not just for Blake and Ryan, but for everyone who enabled it. The producers who stayed silent. The casting directors who looked the other way. The publicists who spun the narrative. Suddenly, the industry will be forced to look in the mirror and ask, how much of this was real? We've all loved the image of Blake and Ryan. The perfect couple, the funny parents, the unproblematic faves. But now, people are asking if that was all a facade, a Hollywood mask crafted to hide something a whole lot darker. And Justin Baldoni, he becomes more than just a rising star. He becomes the example of what happens when you stand in the way of a couple with too much power. Because make no mistake, this isn't just about ego or control. If these rumors are true, it's about fear. Fear that someone more genuine, more impactful, more real might take the spotlight. And that kind of fear drives people to burn everything down. We're not done yet. The final act is coming. Stay tuned.